What's up guys, and I'd like to share with you 10 features the Apple Watch will be receiving for its revision in 2016. Now, it's no secret, the Apple Watch is a first generation product. With every first generation product, there are many issues that get ironed out with the second generation, mostly speed improvements, but Apple's going to go a little further than that and give us a lot more with the next generation Apple Watch. These rumors are based on analyst prediction. So, speed is the name of the game for the Apple Watch 2. Some predict it'll even be called the Apple Watch S. That's because instead of focusing on slimming this thing down, Apple's going to be focusing on making this thing more useful and better suited for your life. Now, previously it was thought it would be shrinking 20 to 40%. That's not the case, says Ming-Chi Kuo. What he's saying is that this thing will stay the same size, but instead have an S2 processor that is likely to be 32-bit now, not 64 in order to, preserve battery life, but this thing desperately needs more power. And this is the one area I'm happy to report that the Apple Watch will make improvements in. I mean, just loading something on the watch, I could take out my phone and load it twice as fast. I mean, it just doesn't make sense yet. Next, the Apple Watch 2 or S, whatever it will be called, will be less reliant on the iPhone, meaning you can use it on its own, standalone, without an iPhone necessarily by you at all times. Now, just the other day, Apple actually came out with new guidelines for developers that make Apple Watch apps. They have to run natively on the Apple Watch without the help of the iPhone. So this is a good step in the direction that the Apple Watch 2 or S will take to be iPhone free. And in the next step to make this thing less iPhone reliant, Apple will be expanding the Wi-Fi capabilities, meaning you'll be able to do more things on the Apple Watch without the iPhone, such as text messaging, actually checking live weather data without the iPhone nearby, or even sending emails. And using this new Wi-Fi tech, you'll actually be able to locate a lost Apple Watch thanks to Wi-Fi tower triangulation. Really cool stuff. So just like on Samsung Galaxy Gear phones that have built-in cellular connectivity, they're using AT&T number sync. Basically, you can clone your phone number onto your watch and be able to get text messages and calls. The new Apple Watch will do this with a built-in eSIM capability. And remember, this is all possible without an iPhone nearby. The Apple Watch will finally be receiving a FaceTime camera. A little bit unnecessary, but oh man, Apple Watch app is glitching out. So yeah, a new camera will be included in the top bezel of the Apple Watch, so you guys can go ahead and use your watch to FaceTime someone. Why you would use your watch for this, I really don't know, because a camera on a phone is so much more comfortable instead of holding up your hand and doing it. I don't know. If you've been longing to FaceTime someone while rock climbing, the Apple Watch 2 is the watch for you. The Apple Watch 2 is a health-oriented device, so naturally Apple's going to want to expand on that subject, and with the Apple Watch 2, a new blood oxygen sensor could finally be activated. The current Apple Watch already has it, it's just not activated from stock. The technology finally could catch up to activate it. Now, if you're rich, but not too rich, but you want something nicer than a basic sport or steel Apple Watch, Apple is looking into more middle-priced materials for the Apple Watch, such as titanium, tungsten, palladium, and even platinum. Now, I personally don't think that tungsten will make it. I have a tungsten ring, and this thing is really brittle. I do have to take care of it. So there are new materials that Apple is working on, something beyond just aluminum and steel on the current Apple Watch. They want something a little bit more special and more mediumly priced. Next up, smart modular watch bands. No, I don't mean these new nylon bands, but Apple does have several patents for actual bands that would increase the functionality of the Apple Watch suited for you. Now, some of these new improvements could come in the form of health sensors, even more battery life, and that would come via the expandable little connector hidden behind the Apple Watch band. Really cool stuff. Next up is battery life. Because Apple will not be shrinking the casing on the Apple Watch, they'll actually have more room for a bigger battery, and this will come via a thinner display. Apple actually has a contract with LG to produce a thinner OLED panel for the next Apple Watch. Also, with software tweaking. So a monochrome display for an always-on feature would actually be really great. Here's an example of what it would look like. It would save you battery life thanks to that display tech as well. And thanks to the new S2 processor, that's additional battery life because it's going from 28 nanometers to 14. That die size will be more efficient. Now, I'm not really holding my breath for this one, but the Apple Watch 2 has been rumored to receive further water resistance capabilities. Now, it won't be fully waterproof. If Apple were to upgrade the resistance whatsoever, it would just be higher resistance. Right now, it's rated 1 meter, so it's really not meant for anything more than just going in the shower and just rinsing it off under a stream of water or something. You're not supposed to go in a pool with it. With the Apple Watch 2, Apple could expand on that and make it more submersible. So you could actually go swimming with it and it will record that exercise. I think that's a much needed feature. And I put this one last because it is the least likely to happen. And lastly, please make it duck friendly. Okay, there's a lot of ducks in this video because everybody asks me to keep posting about them, but they're already so big. I mean, they grew so much in about a week. Off topic, sorry, but I thought I'd throw that in there. All right, guys, so that is the Apple Watch 2. I'm a bit excited for it. I still use mine, but the Apple Watch just isn't what it needs to be just yet. With the second revision, Apple will make a lot of improvements in the area it needs it most. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Stay tuned for any and all iPhone or Apple news. Peace.